Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for waiting. So my name is Kevin Fernando, student recruitment consultant at CIC Campus, Colombo. And so today we'll be talking about this webinar will be mainly on like choosing the right education pathway. So first of all, like I'll be taking you all through CIC and how it started and what are the programs we have, and I'll be handing over this to our presenter. So CIC is a campus direct initiative which was started with Pearson UK programs. So in CIC, at CIC campus, we do have programs such as Foundation, HND, and AI short courses, as well as IELTS and PTE coaching classes. So CIC is being driven by Campus Direct UK. So this is being fully supported by Campus Direct UK, and Campus Direct is a study abroad firm over 17 years of excellence in study abroad industries. So over there, they send students across the globe, such as UK, USA, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Finland, as well as Dubai and Malaysia as well. So the main purpose of this webinar is to help students and parents understand the right pathway to choose the education for their life and for their future prospects. So we got our presenter who is called as Miss Shalini, co-director of Find My Passion. And Miss Shalini is an accomplished international recruiter and a global career coach with extensive experience working across Asia, EMEA, and America. Through her career in both house and agency recruitment, she has gained strong insight into global hiring trends and employee expectations. Over the year, she has supported numerous students and professionals in identifying their strengths, clarifying their career goals, and making informed decisions about their future. Her work centers on helping individuals align their education and careers with their skills, value, and genuine passion. So this evening, Ms. Shalini will be sharing practical insights to guide students in choosing the right education pathway for a long-term career success. So I'll be moderating today's session, and we will also time towards the end for a Q&A session. So over to you, Ms. Shalini. Thank you.
Very good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this workshop. This shows that 38 people care about the education path they are going to choose, or perhaps their kids are going to choose, and they feel they need more information and they need more support. So I am thankful for all of you for having that thought and joining this workshop. So before I begin the session and give an introduction about myself, I want to understand about you guys, what kind of background you come from. So basically what I want to understand is my audience. So I was told that we have a mix of students and the career professionals who are already doing their jobs, who wants to do their higher studies, and parents. So if you are a student, when I say a student, that means you can be after O levels, after A levels, or you want to do your higher studies, you're already doing a job. But if you're the receiver of the degree, the program or the education qualification, in the chat, can you enter number 1? Just enter number 1 in the chat if you're a student. So when I say student, even if you're doing a job, if you want to do your higher education. And if you're a parent, please enter number 2. Yeah, great. So great. So the reason is I just wanted to understand what kind of a balance we have in the audience. So I am proud to know a lot of students have made the effort to come for this session rather than the parents. But I'm also proud that parents also have made the effort to come for this session on behalf of their kids. So, all right, guys. So thank you so much. First thing, I want to keep it as an interactive session. So please unmute and feel free to answer any questions I'm throwing to the audience. So let's begin our session, and let me quickly share my screen. So let me give a quick introduction about myself. So thank you so much for that generous introduction, Kevin. I am Shalini Kutty. I'm not going to take you guys through my entire career trajectory, but I have nearly 20 years of experience in my career. I have done jobs in different fields, including banking, technology, hospitality, KPOs, BPOs, you name it, I have covered it all. Majority of my career had been in the space of talent acquisition, recruitment, and career coaching, locally and mainly internationally, covering countries like covering Asia, pretty much Singapore and Hong Kong, and Middle East, of course, UK, Australia, and US. So one thing I have to say is, in simple words, I am someone who support people with jobs, not only locally, internationally, and also tell people how to navigate through their careers and be successful in their jobs. So that is in simple words. So currently, last year, I launched Sri Lanka's first career coaching institute called Find My Passion. So you guys must be very familiar with educational institutes, but unfortunately, there is a gap to show you what happens after education. So we launched Find My Passion with that idea. So currently, we provide a lot of one-on-one coaching for individuals who wants to figure out their career path and also have challenges in their career. We also run a lot of programs. We also have modules to upskill talent. So let me now jump into my presentation for today. So why are we here today? Can anyone unmute and say why are we here today? To figure out how to choose the right educational pathway. So now we have a very important question to ask. Why this matter? Like, why does it matter to think about which education pathway to choose? I mean, the answer is on the screen. So definitely when you choose your education pathway, it also involves time, money. And if you spend time on a wrong pathway and end up getting wrong results or not a fulfilling career, you will lose your self-confidence. But this is also not the only reason. Now, we have a good audience with parents and students. So there are a lot of misconceptions in the society and the market. So some people say for career, you need to have a degree or you need to have your higher education to find a job, or it is a must. And some people say, no, it's not necessary. You can easily find a job without any educational qualification and still be successful. So let me put my view here. As I've been a person who have seen the holistic market, how it actually applies. In our society, we have a couple of parents here. We still have parents who think that my child should be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, bank manager, very traditional job opportunities, like all careers that is available. And on the other hand, we also have a set of parents who have been exposed to the career world more. They think, okay, there are now more job opportunities. So you don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. But the truth is, we still need lawyers, we still need doctors, and we still need engineers, because if we fall sick, who's going to treat us, right? So we still need these professions in the market. But these are not the only jobs that are available. If someone is truly passionate about treating people and with their health, and they have a love for science and medicine, of course, that's a path they can choose. But these are not the only paths available. Now, coming back to our first point, is a degree required or a higher education path, qualification required? Of course, it is required. If you want to be a doctor, you can't be a doctor without learning deep about it and having your qualification right. You're going to kill patients, right? So you have, like, if you want to be an engineer, you definitely need to do your studies well, and you definitely need to have your qualifications right, because you're going to just build buildings that will collapse and kill more people. So there are certain career paths that definitely require higher education and profession and educational qualifications. But at the same time, there are certain other career paths that you can choose that are very common these days and very rewarding career paths that doesn't necessarily require for you to have a degree or a qualification to enter that path, but you can always have a qualification to be better at your job. Okay, so let's move on to the session and discuss more about what I'm saying here. If you have any questions, we have a question and answer session. You can ask me. If not, if it is related to the topic, you can definitely unmute and ask as well. So let's see whether I can get the audience to interact a bit more. So in this session, you will, number one, understand the strengths, like what, because we have majority of the audience is students. So this is a great opportunity for me to give you a small exercise for you to do, for you to understand what are your strengths and what are you really passionate about. That will help you navigate through your path of finding the right educational pathway. So the next, what we are going to look at is explore various opportunities and outcome available. The third is decision making. How can we make this decision? Okay, we have an understanding what we are really good at and what we really like. Then we know these are the pathways available. Now, how can we make the decision? This is what we are going to cover in this one now. So, the problem I think we already discussed. There is many believe that education, like to be successful in career, a degree is a must to have, and it is a very traditional mindset. But however, like I mentioned, as someone who has seen the world very widely and actively being in the local and international job market, if you ask me the question, to be successful in your career, do you need a degree or higher educational qualification? My direct answer would be no. However, if you want to be better at whatever that you're doing, you definitely need knowledge, because skills, the first step of skill development is knowledge, and the knowledge comes from your higher education. So do not make it a barrier to build your career, but make it a tool. So moving on. So it's this, the interest versus strength. So you need to understand, first step of choosing the career path is to understand what you like and what you're good at. So that is interest and those are strengths. So sometimes maybe you like to, for an example, you like to sing. I'm just giving a very simple example. You like to sing, but you don't have the vocals to do that. No matter how much you train your vocals, you don't have the talent and the strength to do that. So you're spending so many years on practicing yourself to sing will take a lot of years, will waste a lot of years. Let's say that you love to be an accountant, like you really have an interest for numbers, for accounting. But let's say that you suck at doing math and numbers and you always get confused and that's not one of your strengths. Then trying to get better at it, maybe because your parents say, maybe because your best friend says, maybe because your colleague says, is just waste of time. And you also need to understand your personality. Let's say that, so there are three types of personalities. So we have introverts, people who are more to themselves, more silent and want to do things by themselves. And we also have extroverts who likes to work with people, who are loud, who go and talk with people, meet people, don't shy away at all. And we have ambiverts who are in between. So you need to understand which personality you fall into to choose certain career paths. So let's say that you do a degree in, I mean, I've come across a lot of people internationally with the same scenario. You do a degree in software engineering, very common example. You do a degree in software engineering and you start a job as a software engineer, but you hate it because the whole day what you do is look at a screen and code. You don't talk much to people, you don't interact, and you hate it because you are an extrovert. So that is a very wrong career path. A lot of engineers later realize, I hate doing this, this is too boring, and they navigate to different other careers. And those are money and time waste. And the energizers and drainers. So doing certain things kind of energizes you. I love to learn this. Like, I want to learn more and more. You have that enthusiasm in you. So you don't feel tired learning it. And certain subjects drains you out. Like, for some people, it's numbers. For some people, it's maths. Like the moment that math is involved, they hate it. They hate numbers. So that drains you. So you need to avoid pathways that include things that drains you. Reflection and growth is very important. You also need to time, at least every 3 months, just sit and write down, what have I done in last 3 months? And what have I planned for the next 3 months? And am I growing? So these are very essential questions to ask. So we are going to do a quick self-discovery activity now to understand. So this is for all the students. Parents who have joined on behalf of the students, you can take a picture of the screen and maybe perhaps get your kids to do it later. So this is an activity for you to understand what you're really interested in and why it is important for you to understand what you're interested in. If you do something, if you choose your educational pathway based on what your parents says or what your neighbor says, what your auntie says, what your uncle says, or what your colleague says, what your friend says, girlfriend says, boyfriend says, it is not going to last for long. You will hate it after some time. There are so many people who start their degree programs and never complete because it never aligns with their interest. And there's no one to tell them what to do at this early stage of figuring out career. So let's take this quick activity. So you guys can see some questions on the screen. I want you all to take a paper and a pen. I'll give you a quick second to take a paper and a pen and start answering these questions. You can put number 1 and which answer aligns more with you. So put number 1 to 8 and also enter the answers for each question. I am going to read out these questions for you. So please take a paper and a pen. And if you are ready, I want to know that you're ready. Can you put a heart reaction if you're ready? If you're ready with a paper and a pen, put a heart reaction or put a, yeah, okay. Mavisha is ready. Put a heart reaction if you're ready with a paper and a pen. Heart reaction is at the bottom navigation bar, guys. I am moving on, given the interest of time. I'm moving on to the questions. So number 1, when you have free time, you naturally prefer to A, learn something new or explore ideas. B, create, design or express yourself. C, help, guide or support someone. D, analyze, solve problems or work with data. You can put number 1, A, B, C and D. Let's say you're doing, when you have free time, what you do is watch Netflix or talk with your friends or go and hang out for go out for a coffee and hang out. Those answers are not here. So if you're not doing any of these, at least think of it in this way. What would you like to have? If I give you 1 hour break and give you these 4 options, what would you like to do? Learn something new, create something, design, express yourself, help, guide people and support someone, or analyze, solve problem, or work with data. So number 2, you feel more satisfied after a day where you A, understood something complex, B, built or created something, C, made a positive impact on people, D, found solution or improved system. So let me simplify this because we might have very young students as well. So let's say that you get a free day, like you get a holiday, like next Monday you get a holiday, and you get the opportunity to A, understand, like someone gives you a complicated problem and wants you to solve it. B, build or create something. C, make a positive impact, like you get a bunch of people who are going through problems and you get to sit with them and talk with them. D, let's say that you are being given a system or something that is working and say that this has these problems. Can you find a solution for us to fix it or improve this system to a better thing? Like, or if you're given a food dish and say that this dish doesn't taste well, what can you do to make it better? So given something which is already there to make it better. So question number 3, what kind of content do you consume the most? Videos, article, podcast. Okay, so when you watch videos, articles and podcast, what kind of content do you consume the most? A, knowledge-related trends and how things work. B, creative, visual or storytelling content. C, self-improvement, psychology and people stories. D, strategy, finance, tech and problem solving. So this doesn't include your screen time on TikTok, watching TikTok videos and gossips and celebrity gossips and new trends and who are the hot chicks out there. So those things don't include. But let's say that you are given these options. Would you rather watch? Let's say I get all of you to sit down and say you have to watch a video or read an article or listen to a podcast. Would you prefer taking a knowledge trend and how things work related video, or creative visual storytelling one, self-improvement one that involves psychology and people stories, strategy, finance, tech, or problem solving? The next question, number 4, if no one judged you, okay? If no one judged you, your parents, your neighbors, your aunties, uncles, your friends, your colleagues, you would love to learn about A, ideas, theories, or new fields. B, creative skills or expression. C, human behavior, communication, or well-being. D, systems, numbers, or structured thinking. So let's say you get no pressure, no one judges you. Which one would you pick? Let's move on to 5. In a group task, you naturally become the person. So all of you must have done group tasks, right? So in a group task, you naturally become the person. A, brings the new idea or perspective. B, design or shapes the output. C, connects and motivates people. D, organizes, analyze, or plan. So let me take the simplest example. If you're still in school, have done your O-levels, you would have done a lot of group activities, projects. Are you the one who brings the idea? Or are you the one who designs it and work on the output? Or are you the one who connect people and get people to do it? Like, guys, let's do it. Can you do this? Can you do that? Or are you the one who organizes the same thing? Okay, we are meeting today. We are going to discuss. Okay, we have finished this much of the project, but we have some more to do, and do the entire plan. This is how we are going to do it. So question number 6, you lose track of time when you are A. Let's say that you are, again, put to a room and given a laptop, okay? Given a laptop and certain other material. You will enjoy doing it and not feel the time is going. A, if you get to research or learn something deeply. B, creating or experimenting. You get to create or experiment something. C, you get to listen to someone, help someone, and there are a bunch of people you can engage and talk. D, solving complex problems. So you'll be given a very difficult problem and you get to sit and solve that. The question number 7, what would make your work feel meaningful? Let's say that in future, you get to do your dream job. If you have no dream job at this point, don't worry about it. Whatever the job you do or whatever the career, like let's say you're an entrepreneur, whatever the venture you build, okay? What would you feel happy and fulfilled if you're contributing to knowledge and innovation? If you're creating knowledge hub for other people and creating something new, would you be happy? Or would you feel that it's meaningful? Or expressing creativity or originality, like you create something like something very unique of yourself. You use a lot of creativity to it. C, improving lives or relationships. You do things for other people in your job. You make other people's lives better. D, making things efficient and scalable and smarter. So you bring efficiency, you use technology, you use different tools to make things better. The last question, what frustrates you the most? Shallow thing. So let's say that if you're still a student, I'll think about the most, the lowest, as in like in the youngest category we have in the audience. Let's say that you're a O-level, after O-level, you're a student after O-levels. I mean, for the others, they can resonate a lot with this question, but for the ones who are after O-levels might struggle to understand. So what frustrates you the most? Shallow thinking, like people think in a very narrow-minded way. Like people think, oh, 9 to 5 job is the best. Does that frustrate you? B, lack of creativity or freedom. Let's say that you like to think very freely and be very creative with your ideas, but someone is constantly pushing you, like, no, do this fast, do it the best. You get a lot of pressure. So does that frustrate you? Or C, poor communication or empathy. Let's say that you have to deal with people who doesn't care about other people's feelings, like they're very rude, like they don't care about how others feel. Does that frustrate you? Or inefficiency or chaos. Let's say that you go to a hospital and you want to get a doctor's appointment, and you're being sending this counter to that counter to the other counter, like you've been sending up, they've been sending you up and down to get just one appointment. Does that frustrate you? So which one frustrates you the most? I am assuming you guys have now finalized your answers. So let's move on to the scoring. Now look at your answers. If you have used A as an option, mostly for out of 8 questions, if you mostly have used A as an answer, you're an explorer. You seek for knowledge. If you use B, then you're a creator, you're an innovator. You want to create something, bring something new to the world. If you have used C, you're a people connector, you're a helper. You cannot do anything without people. If you mostly have selected D, then you're a problem solver, you're a strategist. You want things to be messy and you definitely need a problem. You like to give the solution. Now, why this is important, let me show you. So this directly connects with your education pathway. So based on the category that you got, you can take a picture of these screens, and at the end of the session, you can unmute and say if you want me to share this 3 slides again, or I can see how I can send it across through Kevin to you guys. Let's say if you got the category of explorer and the knowledge seeker, the suggested educational pathways would be some degrees that are based on research, like law, policy, and continuous specialization. So you would thrive in an education pathway that is very deep learning, okay, and has a specialization. So it can be a lawyer, a doctor, or something very specific and has a very deep specialization, okay. So I'm not using only the doctor, lawyer, engineer examples, but there are enough, and Kevin can explain, enough and more degrees. I was very happy to hear that the campus also offers AI qualifications. So that is also a very deep subject. The next one is, if you're a creator or innovator, you might have to decide, or you should look at options where it includes designing, media, creativity, innovation programs, or even entrepreneurship. Like, you like to create things, you like to build things. So creating your own business may be a qualification that drives you to be a successful entrepreneur. Then the next category, we have the people connectors. So for this, the suggested educational pathways are psychology, coaching, HR, healthcare, communication, training, anything to do with people. Then we have the problem solvers, the strategist. So the problem solvers have an engineering mindset. So it can be the pathways in, like, engineering or software engineering, IT, finance, consulting, these kind of, because you love to solve problems. All right. I think you guys got a good understanding. I'm sure this is not a deep understanding, because this is not something that you can just identify in one go. But at least our effort is to make sure that this activity would get you thinking and spark your interest towards making an effort to identify which profile you fall under, rather than going and shooting in the dark. Okay. So we have different types of degrees, and I'm not going to go through deep into these topics given the interest of time, because we have another 15 minutes. We have local degrees. So if you're really determined to do a local job, government job, that is your definitely your pathway. Then we have foreign degrees. with very unique, now we have enough and more foreign degrees with very unique paths. So do your research if you like to one day work internationally, and if you want to have a very high career, growing career, a very fast growing career, a foreign degree would definitely come in handy. Then we have professional qualifications, like the certifications to enhance your employability and skills. So the professional qualifications will, let's say that, will actually ease your how do I say it? Ease your Red Bull for your race. Let's say that someone goes and applies for a job, okay, and you have a degree, and apart from your degree, you also have a professional qualification that kind of supplements your degree. So the professional qualification is an add-on, it's an enhancer to make sure that, you know, the employer, people recognize you more and give you more towards a specific career path that you choose, a job that you choose. It's like if you have done your degree in HR, there are so many other HR qualifications that you can get for you to look as a better and versatile HR. Then we have the vocational routes. So if you're really, once you have really determined your career path, then I recommend to use a vocational route, because once you so once you select your vocational route, it's not flexible. There's no go back. So let's say you pick a particular vocational training in IT. By doing that, you can't expect a job in finance field, because it's very subject driven. So it's very career targeted, specific trades targeted. So then we are going to look at the myths. This is a huge misconception in the market. This is what everyone believes. Just because you get a degree, you will get hired and you will get a job. If that is the case, there won't be any in the market who are just after their degree looking for an internship. I actually get about nearly 5 to 6 CVs per day of interns who have done their computer science degree, who have learned something related to computer science, software engineering, and wanting an internship. There is a huge deficit in the market right now for internship opportunities in the IT sector. Just because you hold a degree, it doesn't mean that you will get an internship or you will get a job. But why a degree? That's a huge misconception. So along with the degree, you need to build your skills. You need to, like, let's say there are 5 interns applying for one internship, or 5 software engineers or senior software engineers applying for one job. It's usually more than 5. It's about 50. How can an employer choose which one to give the job? Everyone carries the same degree. Everyone has the same paper qualification. However, what the employer looks at is, what has this person done additionally to the degree? Has this person self-studied anything? Has this person spent time on doing any upskilling programs online? Or has this person done any freelance work, like while learning? Has this person got involved in any projects? Has done any hands-on experience? Has done anything hands-on? This is what will ensure that it guarantee that you get the job. However, let's say that you don't have a computer science degree. You still want to get a job in IT. It is possible. It is possible. It is definitely possible. However, if you have a educational qualification, a paper qualification as your foundation, it will give you more confidence and you will understand things better. So this is exactly what I explained. Skills and experience matter more than ever. We are in a job market that skills and experience really count. You also have to do something very important when you're choosing your educational path, where you need to see the market that I'm picking, like the career, the industry that I'm picking. Is it growing or is it shrinking? Like, for an example, let's say content writing. internationally, I'm talking about my international experience in US, because I work with a lot of US folks. Nobody currently uses a content writer. They all use AI. So content writers, that doesn't mean that content writers will lose their job, but they have to be more creative and come up with different value addition to their services to thrive. So do your research and see whether this career, whether this educational pathway is marketable, whether there's a market. So these are the things that you need to really look at when you make a decision. You need to see your cost. You can't start a degree or a higher educational qualification and then get stuck and stop it halfway. So do a cost analysis. How much would this cost? And how am I going to pay for it? And so it's a waste of time and the money you spend if you stop a degree halfway through because you can't spend for it. And the earning potential. Okay, I spent 500,000 for this degree, but how fast can I recover this money? What is the potential? Can I earn with this qualification? Because we all, at the end of the day, work to earn, right? We also learn because we want to get into a job or do your own business and earn. You really need to see. Talk to a few people who are like, let's say you want to be an accountant. Talk to a few accountants and ask, like, how much roughly can you earn a month? And what are the opportunities out there? And the time investment, the duration really matters. So let's say it's a higher, like let's say you have done your degree, you're doing your HND, or like, let's say that you have done a degree and then you are doing your, your PhD, or you're doing your master's, or the time, how much of time am I going to put on this degree that will stop me by doing something else? So is this a time commitment that I can give? Let's say that you're the breadwinner of the family and you have to give like full time for your studies. You can't do that because you need to work and you also need to earn money. And the opportunity cost. Please remember that if you choose a wrong educational pathway, there are potential job opportunities that you will lose, and there is also time that you have wasted with money and opportunity that you will miss out. So by choosing a wrong path, you will miss out the opportunity of doing a great job in the right path. So the smart questions to ask yourself before you choose your education pathway: what career pathways fall under my education pathway? Can I be employable? Will I get my job? How is the job market for this? The skill development. Along with my degree, along with my qualification, what are the other skills that I need to develop? What I should self-learn or what I should volunteer to get experience on? And future growth. Is there a growth for this pathway? Is this a dying sector? Is this a dying industry? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. And remember, guys, a small tip: while you do your higher education, your educational degree, you at least need to spend a little time volunteering. So don't expect a salary or money. Sometimes you have to volunteer to earn experience. Someone told me yesterday, Shalini, I went for I applied for an internship, and this particular employer said, I can't give you the internship because you don't have experience. So I laughed and said, how can I have experience? I'm still looking for an internship. I just finished my degree. I said, you can. I would ask the same question. Why didn't you volunteer while you do your studies? He's from the tech field. Why didn't you look for an opportunity where you can volunteer and do some development in real time? You don't charge anything. You don't expect a salary. You earn experience. So the next one is, you need to be when you build your pathway, the educational pathway, you need to have goals, short-term, mid-term, and long-term. So do not have anything at once for long-term. Short-term, this is what is going to happen. Mid-term, this is what is going to happen. And long-term goals, okay, after I will first do this, then I will do this, and then long-term, after a couple of years, let me try to do this. So it's good to have a roadmap so that you won't get lost. So the decision-making framework is, you need to, when you have to make the decision now, so now you have kind of an understanding, now you have to make the decision. You need to have the self-awareness. Understand, like I mentioned, what are your strengths, which we already did an activity to kind of get an idea, and what you're passionate about. What the market demand is, the financial feasibility, and the flexibility. That means once I do this degree, what are the other parts? Let's say I don't like it much. I met with someone who said, I picked engineering, Shalini, because if I don't end up liking engineering as a job later on, I can I can pivot into different other career pathways with engineering. And I was so impressed. He has done his research. He already had a plan B, C, and D. So you need to see how flexible your qualification is. Now, these are the common mistakes students and people do when they are choosing their education pathways. They do it under pressure because the parents the parents are always saying, like, this one is doing this degree, this one is going to that university, don't you want to go overseas, do this. Don't do it under pressure and ignore the market demand. They don't care what the market demand is. They do what their friend does, or they do what their parents says. Or over investing without clarity. They go and spend a lot of time studying something without even understanding how the studies can help you in your career. And lack of flexibility. Let's say they do pick an education pathway where in future if you do this, you can only do this job. You can actually do that. Let's say that you're so determined to be let's say a software engineer, or you're so determined to be a lawyer. I mean, obviously you have to pick your career educational pathway in law. That is when you're really sure about your future goal and your passion. So the key, like we had right at the end of the session. So the key takeaways, there's no single pathway that everyone should follow. Everyone's journey is very unique, very different, very personal. So you need to make sure that you do it for yourself, not for others. And make your decisions wisely. Do a lot of research before you make that decision. And understand the career path that keeps, like, what you learn today can change tomorrow. With AI coming into play, a lot of educational information are changing. So think about it and embrace flexibility. Adjust your plan. Let's say you start studying something and you realize that, you have to take a different route. Adjust your pathway accordingly. Now, the next step is for you. I will be giving you a worksheet that you can do at home that will help you understand to make this decision of which path to choose. And you can also have a plan that you can regularly review, like 6 to 12 months. Seeking guidance is very important, guys. Seeking guidance from someone who's knowledgeable, not someone who just say things. Someone who's been there, someone who's done that, someone who knows the market. Always keep yourself updated about what is happening in the market and stay informed. So I am sharing this QR code. Please scan this QR code. That will give you to the worksheet, which you can do after this session to make a decision which educational pathway to choose. Let me also share the link of this document in the chat. I'll pop it in the chat as well. Here you go. So I've shared it in the chat as well. So you can actually use this decision-making worksheet to help your decision. So my last message is, if you cannot figure out which educational pathway to choose, you can always sit with a professional, with a professional who can give you one-on-one guidance and create a plan for you. That is something that I do personally myself. I offer this service through my Career Coaching Institute. I have sat with a lot of young individuals and people who are already in their mid-career, and with some parents, and have guided them through the educational path that they need to select. The parent guidance, I would advise the same for the parents. Sit with someone who is, I'm not trying to sell myself and say, come to me, but there are so many people out there. Institute, the campus itself can offer guidance on this. So sit with someone who understands this and get your path created and understand, that will help your decision making, and create a roadmap. Okay, This is my first step. This is my second step. So you will never go. You will never get lost in your pathway for your, like in your higher education. You will never go lost if you have a roadmap. And look for ongoing support. Have a mentor to yourself. Like talk to people. Talk to at least a couple of people in your. Let's say you're studying something in finance. Have someone, get to know someone who is in this pathway so you can receive ongoing support and help you through that journey. All right. So this is the end of the session. So design your education intentionally, not vaguely, not because, not under pressure, not because what your parents say, not because what your teachers say, not because what your neighbors say. Think about it well. I've now given you an idea what you need to think about. So think about those things and make it intentionally and wisely. All right. Let's move on to Q&A. And I will stop sharing my screen. Over to you, Kevin.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Shalini. Thank you for the sourceful and insightful words. So I have some questions on behalf of the students. All right. So my first question will be like, what are the some common mistake in Sri Lankan students make when they plan their education pathways in IT sector or business sector?
So IT sector, the common mistake is they go and follow the same qualification that everyone studies. And first thing is, they don't even know their personality, because some personalities don't fit in IT sector. So if you are particularly referring to software engineering, if you are an extrovert, once you get into a software engineering job, you will hate it and you will quit it. So that they don't understand whether they are built for IT, whether they have the passion for it. That's one common mistake. The second thing is, they only do the degree, they don't care about experience. So while doing the degree, they don't do any voluntary work and gather experience that they can add to the CV. And they think just because they do the degree, they get the internship. The third thing is, they don't self-study. They only study what is being taught in the degree. So those are the three things.
All right. So thank you. So I have another question. So I have like real life question. So I have a student of mine, so who's in this webinar, who's called as Ahmed. So what he has done diploma in networking, and currently he is doing a HND with us under HND in artificial intelligence. So
Nice.
here you come. So the main point over here is he is struggling to get a internship for him, or to select what kind of IT program or IT job will be suiting for him. So I'm asking that question in behalf of him. So how will you advise him on that point? Like,
okay, so let me repeat the question to make sure that I got
yeah.
it right. He has a qualification in artificial intelligence, and he's struggling to get an internship.
Yes. Struggling.
In simple words.
Yeah, he is struggling to get an internship, but he's struggling to get an designation. That means he's not like identifying his like positioning or pitching place. Whether he's going inside networking, or is it like general IT, or is it like into like advanced artificial intelligence. So just need some advice for him.
Yeah. So for that, like, I think that question, that the both sides I can combine. So the simplest answer is, it is about what he's truly passionate about. Now, if I say, okay, there are a lot of opportunities in AI, so pick AI as a title, or there are a lot of opportunities in networking, pick networking. That is my decision. That is, I haven't even seen this person. I'm just saying, looking at the market. Yes. So all these parts that we were talking about, networking, cybersecurity, if all these parts are covered in his qualification, there are opportunities in each part. And certain parts have even international opportunities. Like, I mean, I consult for a networking company, a networking solution company, and they are finding it hard to find good talent for their company. The main thing is, he needs to first understand which really connects with him the most. Is it networking that he really likes doing? Is it AI, or which part of it that he really likes doing? Because opportunities are out there. There are no lack of opportunities in IT. What is lacking is the additional bit that he has to give. So he has a degree. Why would someone hire him over another person who has the same qualification?
Yes.
It is what he additionally brings to the table. So he may have to look at certain online upskilling programs where he can add to his CV, okay, apart from my HND, I have these additional knowledge that, but first he need to understand which path he's going to take. Whether it's networking, whether it's AI, whether it's cybersecurity, whatever, or software engineering, general engineering.
Yes.
That to select that, he needs to see which one he resonates the more with, like which one he likes doing. Then he needs to see what add-ons he can bring into the CV and maybe connect with companies and offer some work, voluntary work. Because it's a very saturated market, unfortunately, Kevin, it's hard to get a job at once when you are the same. Like, let's say you go to a room and you're being offered apples, right? Every apple looks the same, tastes the same. Let's say that there is one apple. Okay, let's take strawberry as an example. So there are strawberries that are being offered. Looks the same, tastes the same, size is also the same, but there's one strawberry with some chocolate syrup on it. I mean, I would choose the one with the chocolate syrup, right? Because there's add-on. So this is my advice to him.
I clearly understood, and I clearly understand that Ahmad would have been sorted his doubts. So the next question is, how can students strike a balance between pursuing their passion and making practical career decisions? Do you want me to repeat that
Striking the
question?
balance. Yeah,
Yes.
striking the balance between making career decisions and following their passion.
Passion, yes, exactly.
Yes, it's a question that I often get. If you follow your passion, you don't work a single day in your life. Okay. Now, passion is a very vast topic. I mean, when in my institute, I conduct an entire workshop of passion discovery because it's very complicated. Some people think their hobby is their passion. Like, I mean, I paint as my hobby, but I can't make money out of painting, and it's not my career. I'm not passionate about painting. I'm right now doing what I'm passionate about, talking to people, uplifting them. So there are no two things. If you once realize what you're truly passionate about, that is your career. The thing is, people don't know how to use their passion to make money. That is where the gap is. Because they think passion is something else, job is something else. They don't know that you can actually use your passion to make money. And there are a lot of unconventional career opportunities to make it happen. I'll give a simple example. Let's say that you really like listening to people. Like your friends always call you and tell their problems, and you really like listen to them and give them advice. Now there is a career opportunity called empathetic listener who pays about $100 an hour. So it is a career path that you can definitely build. Like, who thinks that by listening to someone's problem you can earn money? So do your research. Use AI to ask, this is what I'm passionate about. How can I keep it aligned with my career? Okay, sorry, I took long to answer that.
All right, that's totally fine. Okay, so now I want to ask you a question from my thing. So as the emerging trends and technologies are improving in this 21st or 22nd century, so AI and cybersecurity is like evolving faster, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when it comes to cybersecurity, I just want to ask you, like, is the passion enough to do the cybersecurity? Or like, let's say I have a passion, like I just want to hack into things. I just want to hack into phone. I just want to hack into phone. So I'm just asking, will the passion only be enough for me to go for that goal?
No. So have you heard of a career path called ethical hacker?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So remember my doctor experience. Like, what will happen if you don't have your doctor qualification and if you start treating people? What will
People
happen?
will die.
Yeah,
Chaos,
exactly.
riots.
So let's say that you want to get into cybersecurity, you're truly passionate about it, and you don't study about it. What will happen? How can you make that happen? So
Exactly.
see, please correct me if I'm not answering the question right. So let's say that you are really passionate about cybersecurity. If you're really passionate about something, you will learn that. That's the first thing you will do if it is your passion. You will learn, maybe, let's say you don't have money to spend on a degree. There are so many online programs available. So I'll give a quick story. I met a 45-year-old 2 years ago. He's the fourth highest paid cybersecurity specialist in Australia. 40 years, he was a chef. And when he's 40, he has spent 1.5 years to 2 years learning cybersecurity. Within 3 years, he became the most highest paid, from being a chef to a cybersecurity specialist within 5 years. But the first thing he did was learning.
Yes, the learning and development, which is most important for a person to show his passions and skills, right?
Yeah.
If I'm into cybersecurity, I can't be just telling I'm into cybersecurity. I need to show, I
Yeah.
need to learn something new. I need to like go from my side, right? So the
Yeah, of
contributions and
course.
efforts and commitments,
You need to have,
sacrifice, what I'm gonna put
yeah,
into
you
that
need.
will like definitely come into it. So, Miss Shalini, may I ask whether our audience has questions?
So there are two, I think I can see two questions on the chat screen. How
Yeah,
can students strike a balance between pursuing their passion and making, okay,
yeah,
that's what you read, right?
yes.
Those are the two you read. Okay.
And how is the future of QS?
Okay, very good question. It depends on the market. Like quantity survey, can everything be replaced by technology and AI? Answer is no. QS is a field that there is still human involvement is needed. Now, if you look at, I'm telling with my practical experience, if you look at a country like Saudi, I don't know whether you guys have heard, there is something called a Saudi Vision for 2030.
30.
And they are doing massive development. And one of the jobs that they mostly look for is QS, because they really need professional QS talent to build this infrastructure they're bringing in. So, guys, here's the thing: with the development of technology, the development of infrastructure will also go hand in hand. We are never going to live in a world without buildings, right? Even though the technology is growing. So, QS is definitely an emerging path if you're passionate about it.
Can you come
Anything
again?
else?
Yes, yeah, Ahmad has put a like, thumbs up.
Thank you, Ahmad. I
So,
appreciate you taking. Thank you. I appreciate you guys taking this session. Great, and feel free to reach out. Like I mentioned, I appreciate this opportunity given to me by CIC, because the intention I started the Career Coaching Institute is also there's so many people who doesn't know things and do wrong things by not doing. So the first step is to get to know it by someone who kind of understands it and know. It's not that I'm know it all, but at least I keep learning more and more, so I can give back to Sri Lanka, give to the society more and more. So feel free to reach out anytime, there to help, and really appreciate this effort by CIC.
thank you, Miss
Shalini?
Shalini. Yeah. Is there someone?
Yeah, I also
Yeah.
Yes, Lakmali.
I also have a small question to ask from you. So,
Yes.
how practical skills-based learning influence the graduates' employability when compared to purely theoretical education?
Okay, that's a very good question. So you're basically asking purely theoretical based education versus skill development, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes, currently
your
in the society there's a big space for that.
yeah, very true, very true. People are asking that. So let's say that your career is a vehicle, okay? Your theory-based qualification is your steering wheel, okay? But you have a vehicle, you have a steering wheel. Can you go? What do you need to move forward? You need fuel, right? You need fuel. If your tank is empty, can you, even though you have the entire car and the steering wheel, can you move forward if you don't have fuel? So the theoretical educational qualification and degree and your skill development goes hand in hand. No one will offer you a job just because you have a degree if you don't have skills. But if you have skills, if you don't have a degree, there is an opportunity to get a job. Always there's an opportunity to get a job. It's not a must. Then why do you need a degree? Remember that you have a car and you have fuel, you have your petrol, but you don't have a steering wheel. Then how do you know which direction, like how are you going to navigate? Like how are you going to turn the car to the right side? So you need that theory to make sure that you navigate properly. I hope that I answered that. Is that clear, Lakmali?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
no
got the
worries.
answer.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you so
speaking
much.
up. There's another question. Is there any AI or automation involvement in the construction industry, or will there be in the future? So Ahmed, yes, there's a lot of AI and automation involved in the construction industry. There'll be more. Don't compare Sri Lanka as a market. We are a very, very, very tiny market, unfortunately. Explore yourself with markets that are highly developing. I suggest, if you're interested in the construction industry, the involvement of AI and automation, look at Gulf region. They are using a lot of tools, automation, to better and build fast. If you want to ask me how can I get that information, I have your best friend, that is LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, create it today. And if you don't know how to create it, use AI, ask ChatGPT, then connect with people globally who are in the construction field, connect with them, and get into networking calls and ask these questions.
All right. So students, do you have any more questions as we surpass the time and we are like 8:16? So students, do you have any more questions? If you all have any more questions, you can unmute and like you can ask right away. Or it's like we are ready to wind it up.
I have one question. How do students choose between entrepreneurship and business management?
Okay, so when you say, so Varunesh, thank you so much for speaking up and asking that question. When you say entrepreneurship and business management, are you referring to being an entrepreneur versus doing a job?
I'm referring to choosing between an HND in entrepreneurship and an HND in business management. I know that CIC is offering both courses. So
Yeah.
I want to do one of the two. So
Okay.
can you help me to choose between those two?
Yeah. So the first thing is, Varunesh, definitely use that decision-making worksheet that I shared. You need to, so you have two H&D programs. You have the entrepreneurship and you have the business management, right? You need to see what covers in each. It's not about the name of the H&D program anymore. It's about the content. It's about the knowledge that each, because I believe you want to be an entrepreneur and that's why you want to follow this H&D. So which program aligns more with what you want to become and who you want to be. So remember those things. Definitely you need to look at the money, the time investment and the market and everything. But at this point, because it's entrepreneurship versus business management, look at the knowledge. So I'll give you an example. Someone reached out to me before going to AOD to pick a design qualification, and he just said, I love designing. I love graphic designing also, but I love fashion designing also. And he was utterly confused which one to choose because he loves both. And I said, okay, bring me the course content and see what is included in both. And go through each and see whether this is something that you want and align with your long-term goal and that is something you want to do. By looking at the course content, he saw that fashion design includes dressmaking. And he's like, no, I don't want to do any dressmaking. I just want to only design. And then AOD said, no, this is a must. You have to do. He's like, no. Then he looked at the content of the graphic designing. He's like, oh, this seems more cool and fun and things that I want to do. So that kind of helped him. So you need to really see what knowledge is shared and is
I think,
which one.
sorry to interrupt. I think that's an example with two technical building, what do you call, programs. But I think
Yes.
business management and entrepreneurship is more generalized, and I think that they are more similar to each other. So that's what I am a bit confused because I mean, even business management, it teaches you
Yes.
about the business, simple processes of a business, and even entrepreneurship is the same. So where do they differ and how do I choose between those two? That is my question to you.
Okay, so I have another question to you, Varnisha. You can keep yourself unmute. Let's make it a conversation. So,
Yeah.
is the content, the HND content, identical? Is it identical?
It is similar. It's not
Is it
identical.
identical? It's not
No, it's
identical.
not.
It's similar. It's not
Yeah.
identical. Okay. Then what you need to do is you need to take a paper and a pen, write down each topic. So divide your paper into 3 sections. In the middle, put your goal, your end goal of doing this qualification, what you want to become and what you want to achieve. Then write down those topics and
Right.
rate those topics under, like let's say that you have to give a rating of 1 or 2. Let's say that the one topic offers, I'm hypothetically saying, okay, one topic offers um, financial management or managing your finances. Sorry, one program offers for managing your finances. The second program offers managing your finances effectively and using latest tools for it. So that offers something additional to see which one offers the best. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's the same thing. Let's say that both offers business planning, but what that business planning covers, that is a comparison you need to do. Which one is more aligned and adds more value? Would that work for you?
Gotcha. Thank you.
Because at the end of the day, Varunesh, you are not doing this program to get a job, right? Is that correct?
Well, I'm still thinking about it. I don't really know if I should pursue a startup. I don't really have the capital as such. But yeah, I mean, kind of weighing things out as of now. I just want to study and gain some knowledge based on both different programs. Study one particular program, focus on that, and then, proceed with the other.
Okay, so now it is very clear to me. If your next step is not going to open a startup, I would advise go for business management, because right after this, one thing is you don't necessarily need a capital to build a startup. That's a different conversation we can have privately. But if your next step is right, if you're unsure about your next step, you should not get into a specific path, because if you do entrepreneurship and if you later want to find a job, it's going to be challenging for you. So remember what I said in the presentation, keep it flexible. So in that way, business management offers, it's more flexible even if you want to get a job. So that is my 2 cents there.
Noted. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Varunesh. Thank you, Ms. Shalini. And I'm planning to wind this up session as we are going delay, and there'll be like a lot of workers who will be like after work and all. I think they'll be scolding us. So thank you, Ms. Shalini, for your sourceful, valuable, insightful, and knowledgeable words what you shared with us students and parents. So I hope this session helped the students and parents understand that choosing the right pathway is a must, and it's a confidential, and making confidential decisions should be a priority for students and parents, so that they don't like destroy their lives by choosing another work or kind of line which doesn't suit their passion. Okay. So, Ms. Shalini and dear students, we should remember education is your gateway to opportunity and passion is your guiding company and the compass. So, follow your strengths, explore your interests, and develop transferable skills for local and global careers. And I just wanted to highlight and introduce once again CIC campus, which is a luxurious campus and with all facilities of like recreational spaces, and we do have a like 6th floor indoor stadium as well, and we do offer Pearson UK programs starting from International Foundation Diploma in Business and IT, and in HND we do have 2 faculties, which is IT and Business. Under IT, we do have 4 majors. The first major will be HND in AI, and the second major will be HND in Cyber, and the third will be HND in Software Engineering. The fourth will be HND in Networking. And when you come to like business faculty, we do have 3 majors, which are Business Management, HND in Entrepreneurship, HND in Accounting and Finance, as well as that we are launching a new product called as AI for Life and Work, which is a 4-month program for working professionals and as well as for people who are aged about like 16 years. And we do also do IELTS PT coaching classes as well. So on behalf of CIC and Campus Direct and Find My Passion, we wish you every success on your academic journey and future career. Thank you, Ms. Shalini. Thank you for the audience. Thank you, well wishers. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.